You taking everybody's publishing for 8 years when everybody is a contributing member to every record. That's nasty work. That's nasty work. Let's go here. Let's go to another band that will wash Earth, Wind, and Fire. Let's go here. I dare you say otherwise.
Income equally. Doesn't matter if you write something or if you don't write on it, you get an equal share of the publishing, and that way everybody's happy, and crucially only the best material gets on the album. Because if it was the other way, then people would say, well, I've got to have a song on the album because I need it to be on for my income, and I don't know how many other bands do that. I mean, I think there
not many, Simon. That's why Duran Duran's one of the greatest bands, and Duran Duran will wash Earth, Wind, and Fire. Let's not do this. I be trying to give y'all grace, but if I ever dip into my bag and go to the white side of music, don't make me go there. You ain't never heard these guys fight over money or publishing because everybody gets an equal cut. Everybody gets production credit, even the white dude. So towards the end of Earth, Wind, and Fire, after Philip Bailey left to go do his solo thing with Phil Collins, right? He brought in all these other songwriters. He brought in David Foster. Don't get me wrong, David Foster's a big dog, and like 3 other songwriters to kind of expand the sound and pretty much put the band on back burner, right? So then even the white dude was like, man, they should have all gotten a co-production credit. It's nasty work. Let me see if I can find it I know it's on Twitter. It's nasty work. Yeah, listen, I give Maurice White credit. He's a visionary, and all the metaphysical shit he introduced to everybody. And I get all that, but he ain't treat his people right. He ain't treat his people right. He ain't treat his people right. How you take somebody's publishing for 8 years? For 8 years. Y'all bugging. Y'all bugging. Let me find. I know it's here. And Club, you right. He died of Parkinson's. He was the first one out of here. Philip Bailey, Verdine still going strong. The irony of that, right? Here's the gist of it, right? Band leader Maurice White was frequently accused of hogging the bulk of the group's millions in profits. Despite generating millions, key members like Philip Bailey and keyboardist Larry Dunn revealed they were only making between $1,500 and $2,500 a week. Bailey noted that this was less than some of the roadies. Yeah? Maurice White tightly controlled songwriting and production credits. Dunn alleged that White took everybody's publishing rights for the first 8 years, preventing members from earning long-term royalties. Fuck Maurice White. Y'all be so quick to blame the whites. Why, look at the white man. And I keep trying to tell y'all, black niggas, do it to your people too. What you doing? What you doing? Now, yeah, call a spade a spade. Shit, I hate when y'all do that. Oh, it's the evil white people and the Jews and in the music business. Clive Davis. Oh, the devil. Oh, black devil right here. Black devil right here. Let's go here. Legacy reunion lawsuit in 2023. Just 2 years ago, the band sued a tribute act called Legacy Reunion Earth, Wind, and Fire alumni for trademark infringement. Girl, if you step on this laptop, just sit. Can you sit? Do you want to sit? Just like a fucking woman. She gonna do what she gonna do. Just like a woman. Girl, there you go. Sit down. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. All right, sit. Duchess, God damn it. There you go. Okay. All right. Hugs and kisses. All right. They settled for $750,000. Man, let me find the motherfucking video, man, when they actually talking about it. Because some of y'all be like, no, it's like, I'm like, yeah. Yeah, listen, I'm sorry. Maurice White was a piece of crap. Piece of crap. The white man said they all deserve co-production. You know it's bad when the white man say, God damn, you ain't give no credit. What are you doing? What? You want to play with the beads? You want to play with this? Play with that. Okay. Oh, come, y'all really gonna make me? I'm not subscribing. Billboard, you bastards. Hold up. That's 4 months ago. Let's go here. Forbes. No. I don't want that. Let's go. I hate Fox, but let's go here. Hey, had a baby by a Jew woman. Didn't want to marry the Jew woman. Had another baby on the road. y'all can miss me with all that, man. Okay, died in 2016. Look at, I didn't find out until after she was born. Maurice was not exactly the most faithful person. I mean, he's a rock star, lady. What'd you expect? Oh, hold on, y'all. For one thing, we knew we weren't getting paid right. This is the guitarist that left first. My first royalty check, Maurice handed to me, and he goes, "Here's your royalties for the record." I looked at Maurice and said, "What's this?" Graham said with a laugh. He eventually walked away from the band. There was no reason to go through that sort of a treatment. If you're not getting paid and not making any money, why be there and be treated that way? I never came back. He was the first one to leave. And then the horn section. Here we go, the Phoenix Horns. The film also notes internal breakups and fallout, including the departure of key musicians, the Phoenix Horns, who left to work with Phil Collins. One band member claims, yes, things were expensive. They were already $500,000 in debt after every tour. The costumes, the one guy's mother said she spent $1 million in fabric for their costumes. Band members, and they were playing these big ass venues, right? So here we go. Okay. I think it was less than some roadies. Larry Dunn, former band member and songwriter, accused Maurice of maintaining tight control over credit and publishing. For the first 8 years, Maurice took everyone's publishing. Shut up about white people. I don't want to hear nothing bad about Clive Davis. Shut up. Suge Knight did niggas dirty. Dr. Dre did niggas dirty. Berry Gordy did motherfuckers dirty. Dick Griffey did people dirty. L.A. Reid did people dirty. Give me another black exec. Sylvia Rhone did people dirty. Give me another black music exec. Jermaine Dupri did people dirty. Teddy Riley did people dirty. Timbaland did people dirty. Eric Sermon did people dirty. Please shut up about white executives. Please shut up. Wait. Jay Prince did people dirty. Shall I go on? Luke Campbell did people dirty. Master P did people dirty. Baby and Slim did people dirty. Shall I continue? Where you at? Duchess. Girl, where'd you go to? There you are. You all right? You good? Shall I continue? Diddy did people dirty. Shall I continue? Please stop with the white execs. Please stop. There was no white man in Maurice's ear talking about, hey, you the one that did put all this together. You should have the lion's share. Jay-Z did people dirty. Dame Dash did people dirty. Shall I continue? Okay? Please stop with the nonsense. How you take somebody's publishing for 8 years? 8 years. Let's go here. This was the white man saying, other commentators, I forget the white man's name. The white man said this: Maurice was very slow to give up any kind of credit to anybody. The whole damn band should have gotten co-production and credit, but he had to be perceived as a single soul champion of the sound. That man was telling people who could be in the pictures or not. Maurice would tell certain band members, you stand over here. You don't need to be in this shot. You can be in this shot. What y'all talking about, man? Yeah, this dude's mother, Eden, his son. Eden recalled his mother, Eileen Warren, explaining the scale of production spent during the disco era. My mom, she was one of the costume designers. I believe she spent nearly $1 million on fabric and other supplies in 1 year. They were down $500,000 after every tour. How? And then he went and purchased a commercial building, built his it was a warehouse, commercial building, when 2 recording studios, rehearsal, office, and so he can bring in other acts to produce. And he kicked the band to the side. He started working with Barbra Streisand. There's a couple other white folk he started working with, and his head got big. He did the record with the girls, the ladies, they whatever their names were, the Emotions. They were on the Boogie Wonderland record. Those girls, he produced their hit, right? So he said, "The hell with all y'all. I got this new fresh income. I got these new acts coming in. Fuck out of here. It's the same shit that white people be doing." Hey, you okay? Come here. Come here. You playing? Come here. You wanna play with me? Come here. Come on. Come here. No? I hear you purring. Come here. Come on. Come here. Come here. You know you want me to pick you up. All right, we good? We good? Am I getting loud? I'm sorry. Okay. That's what they call the Emotions? Okay, thank you. He produced that one hit that they had. Right? I didn't know he worked with Barbra Streisand. That's new to me. Okay? But the shit that y'all want to blame Clive and all the evil white, just the nigga did the same thing. And he was the head honcho in charge. Let's see here. Documentary suggests the legendary band leader dealt with cash flow issues. But for Maurice, compromising on the quality of the show just wasn't an option. He was someone who poured everything into his art, which I ain't mad at, but come on, man. Your people should not be broke. Okay? Okay. Okay. Girl, what are we doing? What are we doing? Man, I can't play with you like that. Come here. You promise not to get on the laptop. Stay off the laptop. Stay off the laptop. There you go. Sit down. Good girl. Okay. So yeah, y'all can miss me with all that Clive Davis shit. Please miss me with all that. Please. 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 Yeah, T.I. How T.I. did Alpha Omega and Young Dro, PSC Click. What girl, what? You cannot bite the mouse. You cannot bite. See, she hit that stage, y'all. So she's biting and pawing. Okay. You know what? Let's go here. Let's see what the rest of the members got. Y'all trying.
Members cut out of the fortune and legacy they helped build.
Though it would be years before he acknowledged his illness, Maurice's diagnosis of Parkinson's disease forced him from touring.
Behind the sequined suits and cosmic lyrics, the band was quietly breaking down, and the truth wouldn't come out until years later. So, let's get into it.
Yes, let's get into it.
To understand why this band was run like a military unit, you have to go all the way back to Memphis. Long before he was a global superstar, Maurice White was just a kid working odd jobs to get by.
Yeah,
he was out delivering newspapers and
we don't care about all that. Honestly, he got with the Ramsey Lewis band. He was a drummer for the band, for the jazz band. I mean, you know, crazy come up.
Huge. Other members were getting frustrated because their creative ideas were being ignored.
They set the pace. Everybody falls in line on that pace.
Maurice had the final say on everything from the lyrics to the stage costumes. While the world saw a brotherhood, the guys in the band often felt like employees.
Philip Bailey said no one called to congratulate him on his success with Phil Collins. He said nobody called him and wished him success. Okay, let's go.
Rather than partners.
Input with the show, stress to the cats in the band, let's appeal to their dreams. Whatever they're dreaming about, man, let them be that dream for 2.5 hours. And then they can go back to their own individual realities.
A huge part of their early sound came from a man named Charles Stepney. He was a genius producer and arranger who worked closely with Maurice. Man,
we just here to get to the monies. Let's just get to the monies. I don't care about all the backstories. I'm just here for the money.
Internal tension was reaching a breaking point because the creative control was so one-sided. Maurice was obsessed with perfection.
If he's singing lead and I'll sing the high part, I'll keep the balance within the structure. And then when I'm singing something, he'll keep the high part. So we go back and forth.
And he used that Memphis trauma as fuel to keep pushing. But it meant that anyone who did not fall in line was eventually going to be pushed out. This era was the peak of their fame, but it was also the beginning of the cracks that would eventually lead to a total collapse of the original lineup. Maurice was building a legacy, but he was doing it with an iron fist that made the band feel more like a corporation than a creative collective, which eventually led to some of the most publicized riffs in music history. The friction inside the band eventually reached a point where the money and the music couldn't hide the cracks anymore. By the late 70s, the tension was thick enough to cut with a knife. Al McKay was the legendary guitarist who had been a massive part of their signature sound.
Then the one girl left them to go play with Parliament after a bad show. He was brought in to give them a Parliament funkadelic sound because they needed more funk after they got their asses kicked by Parliament at their show. They was like, we need to bring in somebody that can play funk, and they brought him in. But let's continue. I mean, it's a good documentary. It gives you a good understanding. Is it one of the best that I've seen? No. It's like, okay, cool. It's more like a unsung with more money. It's an unsung with more money. That's it. It was not like, this is the best, greatest documentary. I didn't know it. It wasn't like that. It was decent. It was a good watch.
But he was reaching his limit with how the finances were being handled. Even though nothing is proven, all evidence suggests that the distribution of money was nowhere near equal, and Al was tired of being treated like a session player in a band he helped build. In 1980, Al McKay finally was fired over these money disputes and his frustration with how Maurice White ran the show.
I should have known by the way you said it.
We got it covered.
I wouldn't come back. Yeah, I was fired, man.
It was a huge blow to the fans, but it was just the start of the instability. Around the same time, the group was dealing with the heartbreaking situation involving Jessica Cleaves. She was an incredible singer who had been part of the early years, but she started spiraling due to increasing drug use. The band later acknowledged that her addiction issues made it impossible for her to stay, and her exit was a painful reminder of how the pressure of fame was hitting the members individually. Then came the year 1983, which is a date every hardcore fan remembers for all the wrong reasons. The band had just released an album called Electric Universe, which was a major commercial disappointment compared to their previous multi-platinum runs. Instead of huddling up to figure out a new plan, Maurice White did something that felt like a total betrayal to the rest of the guys. Without giving anyone a warning or a heads up, he simply put the band on a total hiatus.
To add to that, the real bomb was dropped in '94 when Maurice woke up one day and said, "Hey guys, I'm no longer touring."
He basically just turned the lights off and walked away to do his own thing. The details of the
Yeah. Does anybody remember that solo album Maurice White did? He did a cover of Stand By Me. Trash. Flopped. I think it was like number 61 on the Billboard. Yeah. But you know, the white people do this. I hear you. I hear what y'all saying.
The shutdown were devastating for the rank and file members of the group. Because Maurice held so much of the intellectual property and the creative control, the other musicians were suddenly left with zero income and no platform. These guys had spent years touring the world and living a certain lifestyle, but they didn't have the same financial safety nets that the leadership had. It was a literal overnight collapse. Lots of fans think that some members were left so broke they actually lost their homes during this period. It was not just a rumor because the financial instability was very real. Some members had to scramble for any kind of session work just to buy groceries, while others fell into deep depressions and had to seek professional counseling to deal with the trauma of...
Okay, Al went to go work at a electronics store. Philip Bailey got into credit card debt, had to sell their house, moved to, I think they moved to Colorado. Like he left all these guys in financial ruins damn near. But come on. You know, because what y'all say is the evil Clive Davis. Yeah, I hear you.
Losing their careers so suddenly. This was a period of extreme hardship that the public rarely saw because the music was still playing on the radio.
She left to go play with Parliament after they got blown out by Parliament at a show. Let's go.
While people were dancing to their old hits, the actual men who recorded them were struggling to keep their lights on. This hiatus lasted for years, and it permanently changed the dynamic of the group. When they eventually tried to get back together, the trust was completely gone. The 1983 blackout proved that in the world of earth, wind, and fire, you were only as good as the leader's current mood, and if the leader decided he was done, then everyone else was going to suffer the consequences regardless of how many hits they had played on. While the band was trying to deal with the mess of the 80s, Philip Bailey was out there attempting to prove he could stand on his own 2 feet without Maurice's shadow. It started off like a dream when he teamed up with Phil Collins for the massive hit Easy Lover, which literally went everywhere. But the music industry is a cold business, and that high didn't last as long as people think. The label wanted.
There was so much more that I, had to express from vocally and as a musician. Always took that outlet on the side to to do my own thing.
Lots of fans think that he was basically being ghosted by his own team, and eventually Columbia Records made the brutal call to drop him from the roster. It was a massive reality check for a guy who was used to playing sold-out stadiums. He went from being the voice of a generation to wondering if he even had a place in the modern pop landscape. He eventually pivoted into gospel music, where he found some peace and a few Grammys, but that sting of industry rejection during the hiatus years was a deep wound that he rarely talked about in public.
I'm tired of y'all dumping on these white execs when your black execs do the exact same thing with no white man in their ears telling them what to do, okay? That's all. I just want to make that point. It was a good documentary, nothing mind-blowing or like, oh my God, yo. I mean, it was produced by Questlove, and it was cool. It was just like a, Unsung with more money, So it was decent.